Good morning. Happy Thursday. There goes that announcement. Let's see how many run to the playground this morning. There's one. Good morning. How are you? Start talking. Come on, I want to see what's going on. There you go. Hi, Erica. Good morning, good morning. I see 3. There they go. I love it when you guys start running. Run, run, run. Come on in. Let's have some fun. Hi, Wendy. Good morning. You caught me. I was just thinking of you. Good morning. I'm glad that you made it in. Hi, Carol. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. I am doing much better. How are you, Wendy? Wow, it's been a rough couple of weeks. Today I'm feeling really well. Thank you for sharing. I'm not so good. You know that. I just kind of sit here and gather. I can't take my focus away. I like to just be here with whoever shows up. So I am here this morning. Lots of stuff going on, you guys. We got a lot of stuff going on in the world. And so, big hurricane. We're going to get it. This hurricane was Category 4. So if you're feeling that crazy energy today, even if you're on the other side of the globe, I know I do. There's a lot of people that have been misplaced. This is a nasty hurricane. So, hi, Julie Kiss. Good morning. Good morning. More symptoms. Not been too great. I'm sorry to hear that. Had to change some work hours. Well, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to get some more rest, Wendy. Those symptoms seem to pop back up when you're trying to work too hard. So, tell me about your necklace, please. This crazy necklace. I don't know. I saw it. Somebody was advertising these, and I was drawn to it. I've been really, Metatron has been popping up a lot to me. So, sacred geometry. So, I don't really understand it yet. I need to spend more time with Metatron, really working one-on-one. But he keeps running, I can feel his energy now. I was like, yes, you do. So, there are things that we need to be working on. I had something come through to me that was definitely Metatron about sacred geometry and how sacred geometry is related to all of the power that we need on the planet, that we can use sacred geometry to harness this and get rid of using fossil fuels. So I don't know what all that is about. I just feel like Metatron shows up often for many people, and so it feels as if he's working with us to help us to make some serious changes on the planet. And so when I saw this necklace, I was really drawn to it. It's big and it's bulky and it's crazy, and yet it's the colors of it are every color that I love. So that's what I got. Julie, thank you for we'll be sending some positive energy, some healing energy towards Wendy. It's important to do that right now, you guys. I got this guy that I thought I was going to lose this week, and I'm doing these sessions with him, and I can feel it. We're being gifted with this ability to channel healing, and if we've got it, we need to use it. So let's share it out as much as possible. It's like it was with Steve. I can feel the areas. Like I run my hands over, I start scanning. I'm like, okay, right there, I'm holding the energy. Just do it. Don't doubt yourself, okay? We have the ability to heal one another, to channel healing. We're not healing each other. That we got that misconception. It is only that we open up to this healing energy and allow it to flow through to whoever needs it. And those of us who are in this soul family, I have to say yesterday's class with Voice of the Spirit was one of the most amazing experiences that I've ever had. And I'm not pushing I'm not advertising, I'm just saying this group that we've got, these classes are not just a class. They form this bond, this really tight, like soul family bond, to the point where we start to connect with each other, and we're just, oh my gosh, we're having these absolutely magical experiences together. I was in tears by the time we got about 3/4 of the way. I was like, oh my gosh. We start to see the connection that we have with each other. We start to give each other these messages that are so important. We're growing together in the most beautiful way. Both in the Voice of the Spirit classes, I'm having these, we're all having these experiences that are pure magic. And so I just feel blessed to be a part of it. I'm I'm grateful and thankful to Spirit, to Source, to allow me to instruct such amazing souls. So we are in such a time of growth, such spiritual growth right now, that if we doubt ourselves, we're missing the boat, because truly these abilities are being heightened and we are going through growing pains. It's not easy. You have to allow yourself to go through the growing pains. It is difficult. You can go into these places that are deep and dark and scary. Don't be afraid. I remember a year ago I wrote something about the dragon's lair, about, it's important to go there today. So picture yourself at the mouth of a cave, and down inside of that cave is a very scary monster. What you're perceiving is the scariest monster. It's the one thing that scares you more than anything is down in that cave. And you're afraid to go down there. So you're standing at the mouth of the cave thinking, I'm just going to stay up here where it's safe. I'm kind of afraid to go down in there. And a part of you is like, no, we got to go. And it's screaming at you all the time. It's like, no, we got to go. We can't just stay here. We're going to have to go down into that cave. Everything you ever wanted is down in that cave. Yes, you're afraid to go there, but everything that you've come here for, all of your gifts, everything that you've been building up over time, all of your beautiful treasures are down in that cave. And as long as fear holds you back, you're missing out. And so we're in this space right now where we're like, okay, you're going to face it? Are you going to stay up here at the mouth, or are you going to just go ahead and walk on down there? And so I'm in that space. I felt like a year ago it was time for me to walk down in that cave. I remember having a buddy who I said, every time I act like I'm scared, I need you to push me. I need to go. I need to keep going further down. Whatever that monster is down there, I'm going to have to face it. And so it's taken me a year to really get to the place where I'm like, okay, whatever, I have nothing left to lose. The other day when I thought I was going to lose Jem, that was it for me. It was like, that's it. That's the greatest thing. My greatest fear is this fear of loss. And if I come to the point where I don't have that fear of loss, then what else is there? There's nothing else. So if I lost everything today, I know that I'd still be okay. I'm going to be okay. I've made it through really tough times. I've lost homes. I've lost cars. I've lost people. I've lost Steve, Like, what else is there? At that point, what else is there to lose? There's nothing else to lose, and yet I'm still here. Like, I'm resilient, and I'm tough, and I have a huge heart, and I'm going to make it through no matter what. And if I die in the process, then I'm still alive. Like, there's really nothing to lose. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, what are we so afraid of? Why are we so afraid of stepping into that cave, of going down deeper and deeper and deeper? So let's just do it. Let's form a pact here today. All of us together. Let's push each other a little bit. Let's say, you know what? I know you're afraid. I know you're afraid. And I'm here. And I will support you. And I will be your best friend. And I will encourage you to keep stepping deeper. Keep going. It's dark and it's scary. And you might hear some noises down in there. You know what? I wouldn't be afraid of a dragon as much as I would of a little mouse that ran across the floor. And that's ridiculous. So I don't want to be afraid anymore of silly little things. It's time for me to step into my fears. So I'm really doing that. And it's been very scary and it's been very difficult. And in the process, let me just tell you something. When you tell the universe that you want to overcome a fear, you better fasten your seatbelt, because they're going to do exactly what you ask for. If you say, you know what, I'm tired of things just exactly the way they've always been. I'm ready for a big change. I'm ready to grow, which I do all the time, because I can't seem to let myself just sit still. I want to keep growing, growing, growing. I want all of the abilities that I can possibly get. I want to expand. I want this lifetime to be more amazing than it's ever been before. I'm only in this body for a certain length of time, and I want to have the most amazing experience that I can possibly have, and I want to walk boldly into it. When Steve was dying, I say this all the time, his favorite show was what we watched over and over and over again, and I know that he was watching it now because of where he was going, but it was old reruns of Star Trek. He was going to walk boldly into a place that was completely unknown. What is the phrase? How do they do it? To go boldly into places we've never been before, or something like that. And I feel like that's what he's doing. I feel like Hi, Deborah. I think I said hi to you. Charlie. You guys are so awesome. Carol, what do you got? Then fasten your seatbelt. Exactly. Say it and then fasten your seatbelt quick because you're going to go. I am ready to do as Steve, only in physical form. I want to walk boldly into places no one has ever been before. I'm ready for that. And when I say that, it's like, oh gosh, did I just say that out loud? But I really do. I want to be able to communicate with people without opening my mouth. I want to be able to feel where they need energy. I want to be able to hold my hand over that place where there's illness and feel that energy draw come through me from Source, from Jesus, from healers, from the angels. I want to be like Jesus. I want to walk the earth and someone reaches out and touches my garment with faith enough to realize that they can heal, and I want them to be healed. Like, I really want that energy. And so I've been like, okay, oftentimes when I'm really deeply meditating, I see Jesus, I feel Jesus, or when I'm working in healing work, or Archangel Raphael, or whoever that wants to come in and help me to develop these abilities. What do you want? That's me. That's me. If someone truly believes that they can heal, I want to facilitate that for them. I want to be there for them so that they can feel they can be whole again. What do you want? What are you reaching for? What's your gift? Are you afraid to fully fall into it? Because I've been afraid of it. I'm really great at being a wallflower and being invisible, and I can't be invisible anymore. If I really want to do this, I got to put myself out there. So, and I can't be afraid that I'm going to lose someone because I'm putting myself out there. Like if I say, okay, well, I'm ready to take this full on, and then I go, but what if, so-and-so doesn't go where I want to go, or what doesn't, isn't all in? What if I lose that person? What if I don't have enough time with that person? I have so many fears. I worked alone. I worked very long hours when Steve got sick. I was working very long hours. I was working 13 easy at that silly amusement park. And when I got home, I was covered in sweat and I was exhausted, and I had very little. There was nothing left of me. And I'd take a hot shower, cold shower, whatever, and I'd collapse. I was done. And now when I look back, I'm like, wow, I didn't have to work. I sure didn't have to work that many hours. I was a workaholic, and I didn't give him, he was working so hard to take care of things while I was working, and we were so far apart. And we would text each other, and we would talk at the end of the day and the beginning of the day, and in the middle we were just gone. I was gone until 10:30 at night. So these are where these fears come from. That's the only reason I'm telling you that story, is because we have these things that we carry around inside of us. Like, what if while I was working all those hours, he was actually sicker than I thought, and I missed it? I missed his symptoms. What if I'd have just been working on my spiritual work? What if I'd have been, figured out how to do this healing work before he got, blah, blah, blah. And that's silly, because really, I wouldn't have awoken to the person that I am, to my abilities, if I hadn't gone through that loss. So it's all about us going back in there and looking to find those places where we're stuck. We a lot of times we don't even know that we're stuck. We're just going through life, and we've got these guilts and these lower vibrational energies that are floating around in us, and we don't realize that that's what we need to face. That's the dragon. I need to go in there and face those things. Those are the things, those guilts, those lower vibrational things that I carry around inside of me, the guilt, the blame, the shame, the fears, all of it. I've got to go in there, and I got to face that dragon. And do you know what happens in my writing a year ago? This is what happens. Hi, Chetta. Good morning. What happens is we go deeper into that cave. It's us. The cave is us. We're going deeper and deeper and deeper until we get into those places where we're like, okay, yeah, that's something that needs a little repair work right there. I need to face that. And we keep facing them. They're just little, oh, yeah, there it goes again. And we might have to go sit by the water on a rock. We might have to spend some time feeling completely alone. The universe is going to give us the opportunity to say, you know what, we're leaving you completely alone today so that you can face your fear of being alone. We're gonna give you this opportunity through this loved one getting sick. We're going to give you an opportunity to heal your fear of loved ones being sick. If it's fear of losing everything that you got, well, okay, then you're going to go through some scarcity for a little while. Sorry, but you got to overcome this fear, and the only way that we can overcome our fears is to face them. So that's my big ugly dragon. It's like, okay, guess what? Here it is again. You're going to face this time. Are you going to conquer that dragon this time? I don't even like to call it a dragon because I love dragons, but are you going to conquer that big scary monster? Are you going to face that monster? Because this is what happens. Let's call it a dragon. It was a dragon in the story last year. And as I got closer and closer down there, I realized that the dragon wasn't scary at all. I just thought it was going to be scary. I was so afraid of being afraid that I was afraid to go face the dragon. It's just all a big circle. I was afraid of being afraid. The ego is afraid of letting go of fear. The ego is afraid of facing its fears for fear that somehow everything will change. If I choose to to face these fears, if my ego allows that and faces the fears, then I might conquer that fear, and in conquering that fear, my whole world might change. My ego has been focused on fear and protecting me for so long that it doesn't know how to let go of the process of being afraid and protecting. The ego just keeps on bringing up fears. It's like, well, if you don't have any fears, what do I got to do? I don't got anything to do anymore. I got to give you these fears so I can protect you from your fears. You see what a wicked circle it is? So what we're doing is we're coming into alignment with our higher selves. We're pulling that silly little ego. The higher self is not afraid at all. The higher self is that warrior inside of you that says, you know what, we got nothing to fear. There is really nothing to fear. There really isn't. Yes, there are things on the earth that can be scary and whatever, but you know what? When you put yourself in the place of the higher self that has always knows the connection, always knows the truth of who we are, always knows our own power, when we put ourselves into that, the more we get into the space of the higher self and pull that ego over, bring the ego's way over on one side and the higher self's way over here. Get to know your higher self. Realize that you have that connection to the other side always, that you have eternal wisdom. Your abilities are all right there. Like everything you've been wanting is right there. It's right there. You just got to let go. You got to move out of that fear long enough to find it. And when we do that, then the higher self becomes more and more like the higher self has always been inside of you, but it's a quiet whisper. And the ego is that screaming child. Me, pay attention to me. And the more we hush the ego down a little bit and love the ego only wants love. The more we bring love into we let the higher self come in and comfort the ego. Picture it, a parent loving a child. The ego starts to settle down. So do this process with love, okay? If you're willing to go into this pact with me. The process requires great love. It requires us to be willing to seek the higher self, to sit on that bathroom floor. We do things, but we have these desperate situations to wake us up, to bring us to the place where we're willing to really go face that dragon. You have two choices when you go through a great loss. People are making that decision right now. Do you want to go deeper into the cave? Do you want to face these fears and finally conquer them? Humanity is going through this. Are we ready to face these things finally? All of this racism and all of these things, they come out of fear. We're afraid of what's different. We've always been afraid of those things that are different. It's all the ego protecting. What happens when we face that? When humanity just says, okay, it's time to really face this big old monster. Racism is a big old monster. It's a big one. Scarcity is a big monster. Humanity is facing scarcity on massive scales. People are hungry and homeless. People are being displaced. What do you do when you have when you're having wildfires that are burning out people's homes? When you have hurricanes on the other side of the country that are washing away people's homes. And then there's this virus that everyone has so much fear of. What do you do? Like, I'm afraid to be in my home and I'm afraid to leave. I'm stuck. What do I do? I'm stuck in fear and I freeze. That's what's happening. We're freezing. It's like a worldwide case of PTSD. We've got fight, We've got freeze or we've got flight. And everyone's choosing. And flight means often we're leaving. We're leaving the planet. We're dying. We're allowing ourselves to die because it's too much for us. We're going to go ahead and just find that exit point and go out. If we're freezing, we're just sitting there. We don't know what to do. We're just frozen. We're just frozen. I don't know what to do. That's my thing. I'll freeze. I've been like that. I have some pretty, and it's not serious anymore, but I know what PTSD feels like. I either run away, I'm a runner. If I get scared, if I get upset, if somebody triggers me, I used to just be like, okay, I gotta go. Now I'll just take a long walk. But I know what PTSD feels like. I've been in the fight too. You know, like we go through these things. Humanity is going through it. Imagine yourself facing this horrible fear and suddenly it's fight, flight, or freeze. What are you gonna do? We gotta find a way to get out of that. No more PTSD. No more global PTSD. Let's start responding with the higher self. The higher self doesn't have PTSD. You can label yourself, oh, I got PTSD. I can respond that way if I you know, that's just like I can't help it. Okay, but your higher self doesn't have PTSD. Never has had PTSD. Doesn't even have the opportunity. Doesn't have the ability to have anything like PTSD. The higher self is just like way up there someplace and it's going, no. It's not real, guys. It's not real. Plug yourself back in. Plug yourself back into the higher self. The higher self says, oh, calm. Brings calming energy in. Pulls that little ego up in its lap and says, oh, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to go into this with a flashlight called love. We're going into this cave with this beautiful flashlight. It's going to shine light on all of those areas that you're afraid to look at. And so as it's shining that light, we're seeing crystals. We're seeing coins, we're seeing gold, we're seeing rubies, we're seeing beautiful, beautiful treasures instead of being something that we're afraid of. And then when it finally shines on that monster, the monster is kind of cute. That dragon is actually your friend. It actually says, oh, come on in, let's play. We're afraid of something that we don't need to be afraid of. That's the truth of it. All of these things are just things. They're not our truth. We need to step into it differently. Let the higher self shine the light on it. Make sense? Saying Ho'oponopono, yes, Charlie. Whatever you gotta do. Whatever you gotta do. Find your own Ho'oponopono as you're going into that cave. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I am a powerful creator. I have nothing to fear as I step into this cave. I have unlimited wisdom. I have all the tools. I've been building up tools in my toolbox. I have my tool belt on. I've got this beautiful flashlight. I can shine it. Look, it's not as scary as I thought it was. Now I've turned on the light. It's not scary anymore. Ho'oponopono is a beautiful process that someone has created, and it's beautiful, and it's got a great name, and I love it. And to me, it's affirmations. I have my own Ho'oponopono. It's affirmations. Can I talk nicely to myself? Can I change that dialogue that's been going on in my head? Can I turn it around? Can I change the verbiage? It's all in the verbiage. If we are focusing on lack, we receive lack. If we are focusing on abundance, we receive abundance. It's that easy. We are that powerful. So it's all about our energy. What kind of energy are we putting out? Are we putting out the energy of lack? Are we putting out the energy of, oh gosh, everything's falling apart? In like Cinderella's slipper yesterday. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Well, guess what? Cinderella's slipper dropped. She lost a shoe, and guess what? That's how the prince found her. Don't be afraid of that other shoe dropping. Let that slipper fall. Just let it fall. Watch for the beautiful breadcrumbs. That's what I always say about Steve. He always left me beautiful breadcrumbs. These beautiful signs and symbols and synchronicities that were leading me to the true self. He led me step by step by step. Just one breadcrumb at a time, he led me to the truth of who I am. Until the point where now I'm like, okay, thanks, Steve, I got this. I'm going to climb down into that cave. I'm going to turn on my light. I have my higher self. I know my higher self. I love you, Steve. I love you, love you, love you. I thank you for coming in, for being a part of my life, for continuing, for never leaving me. And I'm grateful that you continue to do that. And yet I know that I have my own light. That's what came out of this past month, is me truly realizing that I'm pulling from my own light, and that I have my own flashlight, and that I can turn it on and see all those dark places inside of me and begin to heal. Finally. It's not up to him to heal me. He just led me to me. And that's my job. I lead you to you. If you don't know you yet, you look me up. That's my job here. He taught me how to do that step by step by step to teach other people. He's an awesome teacher. Good angel. Ah, yes. Currently going through a hurricane in Louisiana. Yes, they are. We're just gonna focus all kinds of positive energy on all those people that are having a difficult time. Thanks, Charlie. I do have a bright light today. Thank you for that. Sometimes that light gets dulled down, but it always comes back, doesn't it? It's okay. Hi, Annie. It's okay that we take time. It's okay that sometimes we get weak, and that we need to take time to ourselves, and we need to come to the table. That the angels, our guides, will say, you know what? It's time for you to come back to the table, or the bathroom floor, or whatever it is, and really work on yourself. And you step away from everyone for a little while, and you just focus on your own energy and your own resources for just a little while. It's okay to do that. It's not selfish. It's called self-love. So I took some time. I've been kind of checking out on shows. I've been saying, you know what? I can't do that today. I got a family that needs to be taken care of, and I got a life, and I have people that I love that need my attention. And when I'm ready, and I love me enough to give myself the attention to, and when I'm ready, I'm going to come back out shining. So that's what we do. We come back out. When we go down into the ashes, we spend some time down there, and then we come back out with our wings, ready to fly. That's what I've been working on, and I hope you guys aren't afraid. That's what I'm talking about today. If you're struggling and you're having all these fears pop up, it's universal. You're not alone, and you need to face them. And if you can't get fully into contact with that higher self, then call on someone to help you. But work on finding that flashlight for yourself. Work on finding your light, because once you find that light, once you learn how to plug yourself back in, those fears are going to let up, I promise. Those anxieties, those illnesses, whatever it is that's attacking you right now, it requires you to learn how to plug back in. You're unlimited. You're truly unlimited. You just have to learn how amazingly incredible you are. That's all. I say that's all, it is huge. Remember the truth of who you are. You're so much more than you think that you are. Even if you think that you're really pretty amazing, you're more. Trust me, we couldn't even look upon ourselves with these physical eyes. We couldn't. People say, well, I can't look upon God or I would be blinded. That's you. You are the spark of God. If you could see the beautiful, I get a little picture when I'm working with people. I can get a little idea of what they look like on the inside. A little bit of that higher self. And if you can picture yourself the most perfect, in whatever way, whatever your idea of perfection is, if you could see that, that's a tiny taste of what you really are. Like supermodel times a billion. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy that, the idea of that. And then you come back out, you're like, okay, you know what? This is just the skin suit that I'm in. The inside of me is absolutely incredibly amazing. And of course I'm going to put myself out there and help other people. And I'm not going to hide in a closet anymore. And I don't have to be afraid to face my dragon because I'm absolutely amazing. I got this beautiful suit of armor. I can go into anything. Nothing scares me. And even if it does cause a little bit of fear in me, I can face it. Because I got this beautiful suit of armor and I got a sword in my hand and I'm ready. I'm ready. My warrior. I'm a warrior chick. Like, I got this. I got this. So, hope you're feeling it. That's all I'm doing today is just encouraging you. Just feel it. Be who you are. Be you. I am that I am, that I am, that I am, that I am, that I am. Can you feel the power? Do you see how you light up? Do that. I am that I am, that I am. I am. I am. Be powerful. I often go back to Dr. Seuss, and I see that when I was doing that. It's like this. I keep seeing that Horton Hears a Who. And everyone, they're all like, oh, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. They're trying to hear it, and nobody can hear them. And there's one little boy. There's just one little boy there who is not using his voice. And they go running through. The mayor goes running through the town looking. He's like, oh, we got to be a little louder. We're going to go in this fiery pit. And he finds this one little boy and this one tiny little child. When he finally opens his mouth and says, we are here, suddenly everyone can hear. Suddenly everyone can hear. It took one tiny child. One more voice. One. That might be you. If each one of us starts using our voice to bring people into the light, if we're not afraid, if we just say, you know what, I'm throwing all my fears out the window, I don't care what anybody thinks anymore. Many people, that's their biggest fear. But if I tell people the truth of all this stuff, they're not going to like me anymore. They're going to think I'm crazy. You know, what would have happened if I just decided, you know what, I'm experiencing Steve all the time, but I'm not going to tell anyone about it because they might think I'm crazy. I've been there. They're going to think I'm crazy if I talk about this stuff. And some of them did. My kids did, for sure. Some of my family members, they thought, oh, her cheese has finally slipped off her cracker. She's one cheeseburger short of a picnic. But those people that really matter, that soul family, they're hearing the message. They're hearing it. They're accepting it. They're waking up. That's why we're here. We're not going to be able to convince everyone. We don't got to try to fix anyone. We don't got to try to change anyone. But go ahead and let your voice be heard in whatever way that feels right to you. It might be through writing or art or singing or whatever it is that you do really well. It might be through reaching out, helping people. It might be just by giving someone a hug that needs a hug, or a child smiling at a child. Or yesterday there was this little girl, she was so cute. We were walking in the park, and this little girl, she was just like, they're trying to get her, and she's like, she looks right at us, not shy at all, looks right at us, and she said, I think I'll see the water. And of course Jim talked to her because he loves kids, and so did I. And I was just like, okay, be really careful over there by the water. And she was just being so cute. And later we passed back by her again, and she was hiding behind something, and they're like, the parents are like, yeah, she doesn't want to go home, she's hiding. And I'm like, yeah, she reminds me of me. She just wanted to be there in that playground, by that grass, in those trees, by the water. That's all she wanted, because she naturally knows that's what she needs. Don't pull her away. Go sit under the tree with her. Listen to her. Pay attention to her. I told Jim a story. I'm going to tell you really quick. I know I'm telling a lot of stories, but when Ty was very small, he was the cutest thing. He's now 23 years old, but he had these blue eyes and these blonde curls, and he was the prettiest little boy. Gosh, he was so cute when he was little tiny. And I remember looking at him and going, wow, your light is so bright, little boy. Gosh, your light's so bright. And I would take him. It turned out, I don't want to go deeply in the story, but he was mistreated at a babysitter's house. He came home with a dislocated shoulder. And so I had to move him. I realized it's like, this is not working. She's not giving him the attention he needs. I put him into the daycare center. I was a pharmacy technician in an IV room. And I was exhausted. I was pregnant with Caroline at the time. But I pulled him out of that, and I put him into this daycare center over at the hospital where I was working. And every morning it would be like they'd have to pull this little boy who was like 1.5, and they'd have to pull this little blonde cutie off of my leg. It was like, I gotta go to work, I'm gonna be late, little man. And he just wouldn't leave. He was just crying and holding on to me. And then in the evening, when I'd go back to pick him up, he didn't want to leave. He would cry because it was time to go. Then he was playing and making friends, and everything was good. And he's like, nope, now I'm staying. And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so tired. That job was so exhausting. I was on my feet all day, and I was expecting, and I was so tired. And I finally got him to leave. He's like, all right. So we get outside, and we're walking across the parking lot to the car. And all of a sudden, he goes, Mom. And he goes, Mom, look. And I stopped, and I looked where he was looking, and there was the most beautiful sunset. And I didn't notice it until this little bitty boy stopped me and made me look. And we stopped for just a few minutes, and we just looked at the sunset. That's what little kids do for us. That's what your little child inside of you does. I don't run anymore. I don't go places fast anymore. My little girl inside of me finally woke up. And she stops me and she says, "Look at that beautiful butterfly. Oh gosh, look at that flower. Smell that flower. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that little ladybug." I love it when ladybugs will fly onto me and just walk around. I love to just let them walk all over me. Are you willing to just let your little inner child go? Stop. Look. Look at that. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful that is. Abby, when she was little, she had the funniest little way of saying things. Sometimes it didn't sound so good because she'd get her F's and her TR's all mixed up. But she had the cutest little ways, you know? Like if she wanted food, it was booed. You know, it was the cutest. And she said, I remember one time she's sitting there, she's bouncing her dolly on the couch, and she looked and she got scared and she set it down and she walked away. And I said, "What's wrong?" And she said, "There was a lady with 2 glasses there." And I said, weird. She was a little weird. And I was like, okay. So, all right. And later on, I'm like looking at pictures and she's over my shoulder and she goes, "Oh." And I said, "What?" She goes, "That's the lady with the 2 glasses." And I said, "Oh, that's your great-grandma." My great-grandmother was spending a lot of time with her. And once she realized that my great-grandmother, that what she was seeing was my great-grandmother, she was okay. But it was the cutest way she would say it. She would say, Great-grandma likes to ride in the car with us." And I said, "She does? She sits in the back seat with you?" And she said, "Yes." And she said, sometimes she'd say, "Great-grandma's in the living room." And I'd say, "She is? What is she doing?" "She's sitting on the couch." And I said, "Well, that's what great-grandma always did." Great-grandma would sit down on the couch with us kids and she'd read us stories. Isn't that cute? Kids are amazing. We just need to slow down long enough to pay attention to them. They see things that we can't see. They slow us down. They remind us. And you have that inside of you. You are still a child. You still have your little inner child. Let that inner child guide you. Let that little inner child bring you back to your imagination. Bring you back to the fairy tales, to your happily ever after. That's what I'm talking about today. Let that little child draw you into that cave of wonders. What is she looking for? What is he looking for? What's down there? What kind of treasures is that child hidden in that cave of wonders? Can you go down in there and stop being so afraid? Light your light. Turn on your flashlight, knowing that you're always protected. You can even ask Archangel Michael to go along with you. He loves to protect people. And, listen, there's nobody that is more powerful than you. And Archangel Michael isn't sitting around going, "No, that's not important. I don't want anything to do with that." Archangel Michael is available to everyone at all times. They can be in a billion zillion different places at one time when they're on the other side. There's no time. There's no time on the other side. They get to be everywhere. They come from here. That's why you feel that energy in your heart. That's your gateway. When you open that gateway, all of your angels and your guides come from your heart. They're in your heart. When you call on them, you'll feel them. You'll feel them in your heart. And you know they're there. That's the inner child's power of saying, "Oh yeah, they're right there. I can call on them. I know my angels are right there. I know my guides are right there. They come from right here." Can you see my little girl come out when I do that? They're right here with me. I can call on them anytime. 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 They love it. They honestly love it when we remember that they're there. And when we call on them, they're like, "Yes, I've been wanting you to call on me." Even if it's just to sit and hold you when you're scared. Just to bring you comfort, to help you to come through, to hold your hand as you walk deeply into that cave. They're going to be there with you. Just trust that they're there. Feel them. Want to feel them for a few minutes? Do you want to experience? Let's have a little experiment for a few minutes. I would love for you to join me in a quick meditation. And as we're doing it, we are going to ask that Archangel Michael would allow himself to either be seen or felt or heard by anyone in this circle who is willing to receive. In whatever way your abilities allow you, I would love for you to feel the strength and protection of Archangel Michael right now. So we're calling him in, and I already felt him join us. So we don't have to work hard at this. You don't got to do any kind of ritual or anything. You just like, okay, that sounds like fun. That's what it feels like. It's like, ooh, let's try this. They love it when we can sense them, when we know that they're there. They really do. They really want us to have that experience. So your feet are well grounded. As usual, I always tell you, put your feet down. Picture them with roots coming out into the ground, well rooted to this planet. Your physical self is okay to be well rooted. You don't always have to walk around feeling alone, feeling like you're on the wrong planet. Yes, your soul may be from another planet at some time. Your inner being may be from another galaxy. But your physical self, your inner being, has chosen to be in this physical form, on this physical planet, at this physical time. And so, allow for the angels to encircle you right now. Allow them to help you to grow beautiful roots, to know where it is that you belong on this planet, to lead you to a place where you can feel completely at home. For just a little while, it's okay to feel at home here. It's okay. You don't got to keep feeling like the orphan. No more orphan energy. Allow yourself to feel completely at home. You are so loved and so supported. You brought a beautiful team with you. And so right now, first off, we're going to focus on Archangel Michael. I would love for you to just say, Archangel Michael, allow me to feel you, see you, or hear you at this time. And then we're going to just sit here in it for just a few minutes. Take a big breath. There you go. There's some heat. I hope you're feeling that. Just keep sending. Just keep sending. You guys just be in receiving mode. Put your hands up if you need to, if you're not feeling it yet. Just be in receiving mode of this beautiful energy that's coming through right now. I'm feeling it all around my head. That's where all the heat is. Big breath. Let that heart fill right up. They're filling up that beautiful well of yours. So just allow that beautiful influx of energy. Nice. And now for just a second, let's allow Archangel Raphael. Let's ask Archangel Raphael to come join us. Oh, yeah, there he is. Ooh. And if you're so willing, you can ask him yourself. Archangel Raphael, let me feel you. It's a little different. You'll get used to that. Every one of them has a different energy. They each have a different footprint, energetic footprint. Each angel, just like you do. You have your own fingerprints. They each do too. And it's an energy fingerprint. It's like when they come in, you're like, oh, wow. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun to know that you can feel them, that each one feels different? They would love for you to play this game often. Get to know them by their energy. That way you know when they're there. When we're done with this, and I got a big one. Allow that energy of Archangel Raphael, since he has arrived, we've called on him. We would ask for a beautiful clearing energy. Archangel Michael is already in the room. So Archangel Michael is coming through for each one of us as we allow, and clearing away any cords or attachments, any old energy, anything that's stagnant that can be removed at this time. Clearing it away. And then Archangel Raphael is here, and Archangel Raphael is working with us on our health, physical health. And I'm asking for physical healing for Jim also today in this session. And if you have anyone that you'd like to ask for, you feel free. He's right there. Super nice. Super nice. Breathe it in. Allow it to go. Ooh, strong. Allow it to go to every cell of your body right now. How does that feel? Nice. So as the energy is flowing, it'll continue for however long it's needed. When Archangel Raphael comes in, we often have these clearing sessions, these healing sessions, and people think, oh, it's done. When it's done, it's not. They come in and they get to work for you when you let them, and they will continue to work for you until the healing is done, until the work is done. They don't just leave. So we are allowing Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael to work with us for however long is needed. And then we're asking a big one. I would love today, since I've got this necklace on, we're inviting Metatron and the wisdom, sacred geometry. It's okay if you gotta go. I run late. Come back and catch up later, okay? Thank you, Wendy, for joining us. So as we're sitting here, we're allowing wisdom to come in. So as you sit there, now we have clearing, we have healing. Let's bring this sacred geometry, this new form of energy into the body. Allow for that. And if you are so willing, you can accept the feel of Metatron, and it's different from the other two. Super strong. Wow. Let that child accept. Even if your brain is saying, oh, I can't have this. Let your inner child say, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just feeling the energy. It's beautiful. Just sit in it for a minute. Don't try to run from it. Don't doubt it. Just let yourself receive. Getting into receiving mode. We do this in our class. We're allowing. You can put your hands like this if you'd like. Just put them up and just say, yes, please. Yes, please. Bringing in, enhancing my gifts. Letting go of fear. Big breath. As you're receiving, just breathe it in. Allow it to go to every cell, filling you up with light energy, allowing you to see your truth. Easing the discomforts, helping us to get through this difficult time on the planet. Waking us up to our abilities. Enhancing, filling us with light. I just heard spread your wings, you guys. Spread your wings. I love that. Spread your wings. Feel your wings filling in the back. If you feel any pressure across your shoulders, that's your wings. Your wings are ready. Just receive. And the energy is right across the back, all the way down the back right now. Sometimes we just have to allow ourselves to be ministered to. The angels are always there waiting. So I just saw a cape, a beautiful cape, like a royal cape, being placed around each one of your shoulders to remind you of your royal heritage. A crown on the top of your head, and a scepter in your hand. Can you feel the coldness? It's like a metal. It's made of gold. It's beautiful. And there's some kind of ball on the top of it. Whatever kind of symbol that you would visualize is right there at the top. Mine's a lion's head. I just saw a lion's head right at the top of my scepter. Power. And they're saying, will you accept? So if you're willing to accept all of that, all of those gifts they just brought to you, it's stepping into something new. It's letting go of the old garment. That old garment that says I can't. that old garment that covers your scars, that keeps you hidden. It's letting it go and stepping into newness, stepping into this beautiful new garment that they're just this silky, just over your head and your cape and your crown and your scepter. Envision that scepter any way that you would like. Let your child come up with that. Hi, Tina. Let your child envision that beautiful scepter. What is it that you want to walk with? What is it that it's beautiful energy? Hold on. I'm going to hold that for you guys because there's a lot of energy going into the throat right now. Each one of you is receiving some kind of emerald or some kind of diamond or some kind of ruby. It's bright and it's beautiful. It's a gemstone. And it is actually here in your throat. It's not your vocal cords. It goes deeper. It's like the third eye. You're being given that gift of this beautiful voice of spirit. Just receive. Now the energy's moving down into the heart. They're really clearing right now. If you're feeling the energy move, it's just clearing on down through. Like this golden liquid going right on down through from your crown to your third eye, down into your throat, and into your heart. Down into the solar plexus. Don't be afraid. There are hidden treasures all through you. They're just shining them up. You're just getting all shined up and gleaming. You are your greatest treasure. It's you. When I wrote that book, Anchor Light, and Awakening to Your Greatest Treasure, it was waking you up to your true self. You are. That's you. You are your greatest treasure. Down, down, down into the second chakra, into the root chakra, clearing away, allowing for a beautiful platform, a rebirth. Rebirthing this morning, recreating. As that energy goes down your legs, down into your feet, and all the way down into the earth, it's coming back up and it's creating brand new energy inside of you. You're like a brand new baby today. I love it when they do that. Bring it on up, pull that energy all the way up, and as you're breathing it up, realize that you're taking your first breath again today. Brand new today. All brand new. Take a big old breath. And they're like, don't forget your new best friends. I just heard that. Don't forget your new best friends. You guys just had a personal experience, introduction to Archangel Michael, to Archangel Raphael, to Metatron. Those are our three today. Every day this week, I think. We're just going to go ahead and have an introduction to three. We'll do 3 new angels or ascended masters every day. Your new friends today, take them with you. Ask them what they want to show you, what they want to teach you today. Take them with you. Take Archangel Michael. He says, I'll be protecting you all day long. Archangel Raphael, I'm going to keep healing. Your body needs some work. I'm going to keep healing you today. I'm your new best friend. Metatron's going to open you up to sacred geometry. He's going to teach you all about energy, the energy that exists within your own body. How powerful you are. Allow for that today. Take the time to just enjoy them. One last big breath. And your higher self is completely safe within your heart space. Your ego and your higher self are together and perfectly aligned right now. Best friends. Enjoy that energy. Enjoy that power. He called Shamuel and Uriel as well with me. I call them in. You call them your crew. I love that. Uriel has worked with me too. Ariel, you can call in Ariel. And I feel like Carol Ann, since you keep doing The Little Mermaid, probably Ariel is one of your best friends too. There's so many angels. And the truth is that we have so many archangels that want to help us. And we also have our own teams and our own spirit guides. So allow yourself. I always tell people, if you had an imaginary friend when you were a child, it was probably your spirit guide. It was them coming around you, and as a child, you remembered their name. One of your spirit guides. You might have more than one. We have many, and we're always meeting new ones. When we do private sessions, it's like these characters keep popping up. Great little characters. They're like, here I am. I'm going to work with you now. I'm going to bring you back your ancient wisdom. I'm going to bring you back your abilities. So be open. Be like the child today. Allow yourself to Enjoy these friends. They're all around you all the time. They're always there. Whoever you're reading about that you're like, wow, I'd love to spend time with them. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. They're like, we're right here. Just ask. We're always here. Beautiful energy. Thank you for joining me in that little exercise today. It was really incredible feeling their energies each separately like that. I hope that you enjoyed that. I'm getting Joseph as an angel of God as well. Beautiful. Yes, of course, Joseph. That's great. Enjoy that energy. When they come to you and you hear these names, Samson. I just heard Samson. And it's funny because I saw a lion on my scepter. Just enjoy them. Holy energy, exactly. We just call it in. Because we are the boss here, guys. We are in control. You have the energy of the Creator within you. It's only waiting for you to realize that it's there. It's like the sleeping dragon inside of you. Don't be afraid of it anymore. Wake it up. Good. Glad. I'm so glad, Carol. I'm so glad you felt that. David and Goliath. I hear David a lot too. Excellent, Annie. Good, Charlie. We're going to do this more often. Our meditations are going to change a little bit. We want this power. This is what we're being gifted. We're being taught how to recognize them, how to call on them, how to remember that they're always there. Always. Even when you just want to sleep at night. Just call. Just call. We're always here. Glad you saw that, Charlie. Write it down. Please write it down. Please keep track of these things that you're seeing. Golden eagle on your scepter. Very good, Carol. It just figures that you would have that bird. Know you well. Good. I'm glad, Angel. I'm glad you got those favorite archangels. Bring in that holy power. Let's do it together. Let's bring all that power back to the planet. It's always there. We're just not open to it. Humanity's not open. So those of us that are here, that are light workers, it's our job. It's our job to enjoy that energy, to say, come on in. Come on in. You're welcome. You're so welcome, Angel. Thank you guys for joining me. I gotta get off. I'm running late. I love you. Tomorrow we'll have some more fun with the energy, and we'll see who else we can meet. Please take good care of yourselves today. Thank you for allowing your own angels, your own guides, too, for bringing your loved ones, those powerhouses that you've got. When we work together, your energy, your higher self, that's an amazing power, and I'm always grateful that you join me in it. Thank you. We'll see you later. I'm going to try to do the prayer after that tonight. I'm seeing how the energy is. I've got Jim, and I feel like he needs my attention today, too, so we'll see how it goes later. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Take good care of yourselves. Love you too. Love you too, Charlie. Love you guys. All of you. I appreciate you, my soul family. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.